Welcome, Patriots, to this edition of Common Sense for America. I'm Bruce Rutherford, coming to you from Houston, Texas. Today, we're going to talk about resolution of the Iranian war. Now, I understand that we have talked to you about this in several earlier episodes, and we've talked about the importance and the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we have to achieve a permanent and lasting peace in the Mideast, and the implications of a permanent peace in the Mideast for world peace, for world prosperity, for an improvement in conditions. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make the world a better place. Right now, President Trump's negotiating team is discussing a 15-point ceasefire proposal with Iranian officials. Iran says they're not negotiating, but in reality, they really are, because they have to. Trump's Epic Fury campaign has brought Iran to its military knees. In a matter of weeks, this campaign has brought Iran to the point where it cannot defend itself. And so Iran must negotiate. Very interestingly, some Mideastern countries are asking Trump to go ahead and make a ceasefire proposal because they've been taking fire from Iranian missiles. Very interesting, even more interesting, Saudi Arabia is advising Trump not to make a ceasefire, but to continue to prosecute the war until we have complete regime change, until we have complete victory. Their fear is that if we stop too soon, Iran will somehow survive, the terrorist regime will somehow survive and reconstitute itself in 3 to 5 years, and we'll be back doing the same thing in 3 to 5 years. I happen to agree with Saudi Arabia. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to achieve a lasting and permanent peace in the Mideast, which will lead to prosperity not only for the Mideast but the rest of the world. And it will lead to energy security for the rest of the world because we'll restore the Strait of Hormuz and the supply of oil from Iran to the world. We do not have to invade Iran proper to do this. There are a series of 3 islands on the west side in the Strait of Hormuz that control the flow of oil from Iran to the rest of the world. That flow of oil is their sole source of revenue. That's what feeds and supplies and pays the Iranian Republican Guard, the Basij militia of the Republican Guard, the secret police. That's what's keeping the regime in place. Now, the most important of those 3 islands is Karg Island. 90% of Iran's oil exports flow through Karg Island. The other 10% flow through an island called Lavan and another island called Siri. There are also 2 islands in the Strait of Hormuz that Iran took from the Arab Emirates, which we should also return to the Arab Emirates. Now, we don't have to invade Iran to achieve complete control over Iran. We have to get control of Karg Island. In doing so, we will grab the financial throat of Iran and cut off the money to the Iranian Republican Guard, to the Basij militia, and to their secret police. And in so doing, the terrorist regime that runs Iran will have no ability to stay in power. Here's how we'll do it. The United States Navy SEALs will enter by water undetected. While they are entering Karg Island, we will launch a cyber attack to cut off all electronic communications to the island. The Navy SEALs will then take the central communications point on Karg Island, making Karg Island completely isolated from the rest of Iran. Having done that, separate SEAL teams will approach the pipeline node points, the pipeline junction points, if you will, where the Iranians have put sabotage bombs with dead man switches. They will approach those points and disarm those bombs. Now, if that part of the operation is unsuccessful and the dead man switches trigger those bombs and destroy those junction points, we will still have achieved our strategic objective of cutting off the oil revenue to Iran, depriving the Iranian Guard, the Basij militia, and the secret police of their oil revenues, which keep them afloat. And of course, we'll rebuild those junction points in due course to restore Iran's ability to export oil once we have regime change. But let's assume that we're successful and that we prevent the sabotage bombs from going off. Marines will then occupy the island, relieving the SEALs, and Marines will take control and own the island. It's easy to defend that island. It's 30 miles off the coast of Iran, and Iran's navy has been destroyed. It's going to be easy for us to defend and hold that island. We'll do the same with Lavon, with Syria, and with the other islands in the Strait. Once we have control of those islands, and we have strangled the Iranian Guard and the besieged militia and the secret police by cutting off their money, we will call on the Iranian army to become the defenders of the Iranian people. We will call on the Iranian army to accept the surrender of the Iranian Guard, Republican Guard, to the Iranian army, the besieged militia to surrender to the Iranian army. And once that is accomplished, we'll ask the Iranian army to arrest the secret police. Then we will ask the Iranian army to arrest the leaders of the terrorist Shiite regime that has waged war on the United States for 47 years. In this way, the Iranian forces will surrender not to the United States and Israel, but to the Iranian army. Now, we'll be working with the CIA and others to make sure the leaders of the Iranian army cooperate in this effort. Once we have this, we can ask the Iranian army to guarantee the safety of free and fair elections under the supervision of international election supervisors. And we will have a regime change. And we will have, for the first time in my lifetime, I never thought in my lifetime we would have this, we will have permanent, lasting peace in the Mideast. Iran will become, again, one of the richest, most culturally diverse, one of the greatest countries in the world under new democratic secular leadership. And we will help them do that. We'll remove the sanctions. Iran will become one of the richest countries in the world. The entire Mideast will blossom and prosper. The entire world will be a much, much safer place, a much more prosperous place. And with Iran taken care of, with the eye of the CRINC axis of evil, that axis of evil, the CRINC is China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, CRINK. With the eye taken care of, we can begin to focus on the other points in the axis of evil. This is a once in a generation, once in a lifetime opportunity to make the world a better place, a safer place, a more prosperous place, a freer place. Now, I don't want Trump. I know he wants peace. I know he hates war. I know he's concerned about the midterm elections. I don't want him to move prematurely. I want him to pursue this war and win it and make the world a better place for all of us, especially those of us in the United States. Discuss this with your friends and colleagues. See if they agree. I know I'm making predictions here. Let's see if they come true. And until next time, God bless you and yours, and God bless America.